Hey everyone, this is Joe. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have something slightly different because I have fallen into the rabbit hole that is bullet journaling. Basically, back in mid-July, I started to bullet journal again because I was finding that I wasn't being very productive and I was really scrambled, especially in my planning process, and I felt really lost and confused. So I started bullet journaling very loosely in July, and since then I created a bullet journal for my teaching, and now I have a personal bullet journal, and this is for anything related to my personal tasks as well as anything related to Job's journal, this YouTube channel, the website, my Instagram, and whatnot. This just helps me streamline all of the things that I need for my personal life, and it's been amazing actually. I've been using it since October, and I'll show you a more detailed setup video in the future. I'm using an Archer and Olive dot grid notebook, by the way, and I will go into the details of how this is set up in a future video because this video is just a weekly spread video. So while I was rambling, I split the notebook spread into thirds, and I made a little bit of a mistake because I added an extra space on the bottom third because I thought that the Saturday and Sunday blocks that I'm gonna use for this spread were gonna need extra room, but it just looks a little bit wonky because the first and second third boxes are a little bit tiny actually. My camera kind of died halfway through the filming, but you basically get a rough gist of what I did. I basically just used my Fudanowski brush pen to create the brush lettering for the days of the week, and as you can see, I did a very shaky kind of line perimeter around the block or the third that I was going to use for that day of the week. And it is really shaky because I didn't use a ruler. I wanted to give it a little bit more of a free-handed look, and I also really wanted to practice my line work, which as you can see, my hand is still crazy shaky, and maybe it's because I drink too much coffee, but I think partly because I don't really practice creating straight lines without a ruler. So that's one thing I really want to work on, because I watch Amanda Rach Lee pretty religiously, and it's kind of amazing how amazing and good she is at freehanding all her straight lines in her bullet journal. Mine just look a little wonky, but that's all right because, as you know, I love a good wonky ledger and a wonky line, so this is pretty fitting for my style. And then I use these circle stickers as a little bit of a background for where I'm going to write the actual date. And these are from my Etsy shop, and this is the Abstract Doodles Circles and Squares washi sticker sheet. And I really like the colors because they are, colorful, but they're still pretty muted, so I can still use other elements that I have and I want to use, and they could be pretty out there colors, and they would still kind of match because they're pretty neutral and muted. I am also adding a drop shadow to every I guess, I don't know what we should call these, not quadrants, right? I guess days of the week squares. Well, for each day of the week I am adding a drop shadow to that outer perimeter, and my drop shadows are a little bit wonky as well because I didn't want to use a ruler, but that's all right. It adds some character to it, and I think that it adds, a nice quality to it, adds some dimension to it. And the goal of my bullet journal spreads are to be functional and not too, I don't want to say pretty or embellished, but I guess that is what I'm trying to say here. I just want it to be as minimal as possible, and then add decorations throughout the week when I see fit, because I don't want to overload all the spaces with a whole bunch of decorations and then run out of space. So I decided to just do that and add decorations as I go throughout the week. And if you look at my other bullet journal spreads in this bullet journal so far, they are pretty bare bones, and usually I just use a gray mild liner and my Fudanowski brush pen and my regular bullet journaling pen, which is my, what is this called? 0.38 what is it called? Friction. I think it's a Uniball Friction Slim 0.38 erasable pen. That's such a mouthful. I'll link it down below because it kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like the Muji 0.38 pens, but the ink is a little less dark, which is one of my pet peeves, but I have kind of gotten over it. The ink is pretty gray. It's not a true black, which is a little bit annoying, but at least it's erasable, and I use this at work too. And I don't know, it's a little bit of a polarizing pen because when people borrow this pen from me, they're like, is this a pencil? And some of them really hate it because it writes kind of scratchy. For me, I don't find it quite scratchy, but other people might think it's scratchy because it is such a fine nib or fine tip to the pen. And yeah, that was a long-winded part to say that I really like this pen, and I think you should check it out if you like fine tip pens. The only reason why I'm not using a fountain pen in this journal is because a lot of my fountain pens are very inky, and I tend to smudge things very easily. So if I don't have a quick drying ballpoint or gel pen, it usually gets smudged because I'm one of those people that touches my journal spreads a lot, and then it just turns really messy. So I'm saving my awesome and cool fountain pens for my creative journaling because my productivity journal, or this bullet journal at least, I just want it to be more straightforward, and I don't want to feel like I'm ruining it because there are smudge marks everywhere. In the time that I was talking about the pen that I was using for this bullet journal, I added these simple floral designs that I've been really gravitating to. I really like these stars that I've been adding to a lot of my journal spreads lately, and I think it's really becoming, I guess, part of my style. I really like adding those circles and starburst and those diamond stars because, I don't know, they have like such a 70s or like mid-century feel to it, which I love. And I used a gray mild liner brush pen because I didn't want to bust out any paints for this spread because, again, this was meant to be a quick journaling session. I think I created this journal spread in, I think, under 20 minutes. I think I was distracted halfway through and took a little bit of a break, but overall it went by really quickly. And to add some more pizzazz, since I was journaling on that Monday, it was Thanksgiving Day actually, and I had some time in the morning to do some journaling, so I used my Tombow Fudinowski brush pen in the brown colorway, and then I used this sweater sticker from my kind of fall stamp set to indicate that it was Thanksgiving, and then I added some of the tasks that I wanted to work on. I hope you all had a lovely Thanksgiving if you are a Canadian celebrating Thanksgiving. If not, I hope you had a awesome weekend. My Thanksgiving was pretty low-key. I had family friends over on Saturday. It was Sunday. Sunday at lunch. We didn't have Thanksgiving dinner. We just had Thanksgiving lunch. So that allows for more time to, chat and talk after lunch. And it kind of extends all the way to dinner time, actually. But I'm still having leftovers, which is great. We didn't have a turkey this year. We had porchetta or porchetta. So that's a roasted like pork loin. I don't know if it's a loin. I think it might be pork belly. So it's really crispy on top, and it was really good. It was a nice change. And we also had roast chicken. So that was nice. I kind of miss having the turkey, but that's all right. But I'm rambling again. So for the rest of the spread, I just added some of the dates and plans that I knew that I had that week, and then for the rest of it, I'm just gonna leave empty and fill out at the beginning of every morning or the late evening to fill in the tasks and other events that I have going on in the week. And as you can see, I am adding more personal events to my kind of monthly spread, which you will see in a future video. But I want to also refer to that page as well when I'm doing weekly spreads, so I know what things are going on. As you can see, I'm a pretty don't want to say, yeah, well, I am. I'm pretty introverted lately. So I haven't been hanging out with a lot of people, which is not the greatest because I know that I should see my friends more often too. But lately, especially in fall, I feel very introverted, and I revert to being a hermit and enjoying the comfort of my bed and comfy blanket. But yeah, that's pretty much the completed spread. As you can see, it looks way more embellished at the end of the week because I get to use stickers and add designs that kind of correlate to the things that happened that day. And I am really happy with this because it turns something that looked a little bit more bare bones and more, I guess, utility driven, and then adding my style and my spice to it as I go on throughout the week. But this is pretty much it, folks. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to take a look at those stickers, they're up on my Etsy store and they are linked down below. And I think that's all. I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.